This is Barack Obama. I've got my chief economist, Jason Furman, here. I wanted to talk a little bit about what's been happening with the economy over the last year, and I've got a little handy chart. The census did a report that they just issued today, and it gives you a sense of what has been happening for American families over the last year. And one of the biggest highlights is that incomes went up 5.2%. This is actually the largest jump year over year in incomes since 1968. And the good news is that it went up for everybody, all income groups, except those at the very, very top, all races, genders. What also happened was that the pay gap between men and women closed, so that although women are still only getting 80 cents for every dollar a man makes, that's actually a smaller gap than we've ever seen. We also saw a huge drop in poverty year over year, the biggest since 1968. And so overall what this does is it paints a picture of an economy that is improving, that is reducing poverty, and is increasing incomes. And this is all a consequence of some of the smart economic policies that we've been putting in place over the last several years. So I want Jason to make sure that I didn't say anything wrong. Was that fairly accurate, Jason?
Yes, it was, Mr. President. I mean, you have to understand these data for economists. It's the most comprehensive picture we get of how the American people are doing. For us, this is like the Super Bowl. I've watched the last 21 of these, and I haven't seen a better one. This is exactly what you want to see. Record income growth for everyone, the largest declines in poverty since 1968. You know, the declines in poverty for African Americans, Hispanics, and children were even larger than the declines for the population as a whole.
Right. And the good news is that the income growth was most significant for folks at the bottom and the middle, and for women. And all that indicates that we're trying to create the kind of inclusive economy that will ensure more growth over the future. Now, that doesn't mean that our job is done. There's still a lot of folks who are hurting out there. There's so much more we could be doing to grow the economy even faster. If we were implementing some of our proposals for big infrastructure to put folks in hard hats to work and rebuild our economy, if we were investing in clean energy more aggressively than we're doing, and if we are raising productivity, raising minimum wages, a whole set of proposals that we put forward, we could be doing even better. But what this does indicate is that we're on the right path, and it's important that we stay on that right path going forward. Anything you want to add, Jason?
No, I mean, this is just income gains across the income spectrum, the largest at the bottom. You know, we were in a deep hole from decades of increased inequality, but we're digging out of that hole, digging out of it rapidly, and you've just laid out some of the policies that would make that even faster.
All right, so this is a big deal, and this is one of the reasons why it's important for everybody to stay focused on the policy debates that are going to be taking place. I know it's election season, but I think it's important for us to remember that ultimately the test of policies is results. What do they actually deliver for people? And over the last year and over the last 7.5 years, what we've seen is the economy getting better for ordinary folks. And that's been my goal throughout my presidency. All right? Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.